I want to tell you a secret that took me a long time to learn. For most of my life, I felt like I was broken. I grew up as the quiet one. In my family, I was the person who stayed in the corner. While others were laughing and talking loudly, I was just there. People would look at me and ask, "Are you okay? Why don't you talk?" They said it like being quiet was a problem I needed to fix. They made me feel like I was missing something. I started to believe that because I didn't have much to say. I didn't have much to offer. I felt weak. I felt small. If you have ever felt like the world is too loud and you are just a shadow, stay with me. Because I found out that the shadow is where the real power hides. As I got older, I became the strong friend. Do you know that person? The one everyone calls when their life is falling apart. Because I was quiet, people thought I was a safe place. They would pour all their problems, their tears, and their anger into me. And because I didn't want to make noise, I just took it. I became like a big water tank, holding everyone else's rain while I was drying up inside. Nobody ever asked, "How are you doing?" They just assumed that since I wasn't complaining, I was fine. But inside, I was tired. I was lonely. I realized that being the strong one is a trap if you don't have a place for your own heart to rest. I had to learn that it's okay to say no. It's okay to protect your peace. I started looking at nature. Have you ever noticed that the sun is completely silent, but it gives life to everything? Have you ever noticed that the most dangerous part of the ocean isn't the waves at the top, but the deep, quiet water underneath? I realized my silence wasn't a wall to keep people out. It was a workshop. While others were wasting their energy trying to get people to clap for them, I was using my energy to build my mind. I was learning how to manage my world. I stopped trying to fit into a crowd that didn't see my value. I started realizing that I don't need 1,000 friends. I just need a few real ones and a lot of inner peace. Your value isn't measured by how many people know your name. It's measured by how much you love the person you see in the mirror. I had to learn how to manage my own life before I could help anyone else. Being quiet gave me the time to plan. While others were out making noise, I was at home, working on my dreams. I realized that logistics, the way we move through our day, is just as important as the way we speak. I started looking at my life like a business. I looked at who was bringing me peace and who was bringing me stress. I had to make some hard choices. I had to let go of people who only liked me when I was carrying their weight. I found that my family was my safest place. I don't have 1,000 friends. I have less than 5 people I truly trust. And that is okay. It is better to have a small circle of gold than a big circle of glass. I spent years trying to be liked by everyone, but now I only care about being loved by the right ones. If you feel lonely because your circle is small, don't worry. A diamond doesn't need a crowd to be valuable. Every morning, I wake up and I don't look at my phone first. I look at the sky. I listen to the silence. This is where I find the strength to face the world. You see, the world wants your attention. It wants you to be angry, tired, and loud. But when you stay still, you win the game. You are the one in control. You are the manager of your own heart. And that is the greatest job you will ever have. We need to talk about the mask we wear. I spent so many years wearing the mask of the strong one because I didn't want to be a burden. I thought that if I showed my struggle, I would lose my place. But silence isn't just about hiding. It's about observing. While I was wearing that mask, I was watching how the world works. I was seeing the games people play. I noticed that the loudest people in the room are often the ones with the most fear. They talk to, fill the space because they are afraid of what they will hear in the silence. But you aren't afraid of the quiet. You have made friends with your own thoughts. That is a level of maturity that most people will never reach. You are ahead of the game. I look at my life like a map now. Every order, every delivery, every conversation is a part of the bigger picture. When you are the one behind the scenes, you see the gears turning. You realize that you don't need to be on the stage to run the show. The most important work happens in the shadows, where no one is looking. This is where you build your empire. This is where you master your craft. Don't be in a rush to be seen. Be in a rush to be ready. Because when your moment finally comes, you won't need to shout to get attention. Your work will speak for you. Your results will be so loud that the world will have no choice but to listen. I used to feel guilty for saying no. I felt like I owed everyone my time just because they asked for it. But I realized that my peace is a bank account, and I was letting people withdraw whenever they wanted without making any deposits. I was going bankrupt emotionally. I had to learn the power of the word no. Without explaining myself, you don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your heart. You don't owe anyone a seat at your table if they only bring crumbs. It is okay to be the quiet one who stays away from the drama. It is okay to choose yourself. In fact, it is the only way to survive in a world that is constantly trying to pull you apart. Think about the roots of a tree. They are underground, in the dark, and completely silent. But without them, the tree falls over in the first storm. Your silence is your root system. It is what keeps you standing when everyone else is falling. You are building something deep, something that can't be easily shaken by the opinions of others. So let them misunderstand you. Let them think you have nothing to say. While they are talking about the weather, you are thinking about the future. While they are chasing the wind, you are planting seeds. You are a creator. You are a thinker. And most importantly, you are exactly where you need to be to become who you are meant to be. I started to realize that my eyes were my greatest asset. When you aren't busy talking, you see the truth in people's eyes. You see the hesitation. You see the hidden pain. You see the moments when someone is being fake and when they are being real. This is your superpower. It's like seeing clearly while everyone else is in a fog. You don't need to say much because you already know how things will end. You have figured it out while others are still trying to start. Trust that gut feeling you have. Most people want to be remembered by making a loud noise. They want their names on buildings or their faces on screens. But the quietest lives are often the strongest. It's the calm you bring to a room. It's the way you stay cool when everyone else is panicking. Your strength is like a slow fire. It doesn't blow up and go out. It keeps the house warm all night long. You are building a life that doesn't need to be loud. You are becoming a person of value, a person of weight, a person of true worth. So, if you are the quiet one, listen to me closely. Don't let them make you feel small. You are not a shadow. You are full of power. You are the person who sees what others miss. You are the person who feels what others are too busy to feel. Your quiet way is your edge. It is your shield. Stop being hard on yourself for just being human. Stop trying to be loud just so people will notice you. Let them talk. Let them show off. You just keep building. You just keep growing. Because when the world gets too loud, everyone will come looking for the person who knows how to be still. And that person is you. Remember, your silence is actually your loudest power.